be very selective. Start practicing tomorrow. My heart doesn't want this. My heart wants this. My heart doesn't want this. My heart wants this. You need a full heart want, not want audit. And God needs to hear all of it. Like, to give God the whole laundry list, tell God everything has to go, and then sit back and get a martini and let God do the work. Good morning, my friend, and welcome back to Monday. Well, today, Mercury retrograde meets the Sun. That means Mercury and the Sun are conjuncting, and your heart and mind might enter into a tango. In today's Megascope, I'll have tips to keep you walking in the light. But first, keep streaming for your Monday Namaste Today. Welcome to Namaste Today, a self-nurturing way to start every day. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, Sensei Chris Witecki. I work in the modality of psychic astrology, and I'm on a personal mission to help people feel much more comfortable on Earth and help people manifest their greatest dreams. I call that serious joy. Namaste, my friend, and welcome now to Monday. Well, today things may feel a little scrambled, sunny side up. Mercury is retrograde, which means our mind is thinking from the inside out or from the other perspective or other polarity. And today Mercury conjuncts the Sun, our heart. So our heart and mind might get into a bit of a tango. And at the same time, we're in what we call Chapter 3, the most passionate part of the transit. So today things can go very right if you protect yourself or feel very wrong if you don't. And in your Megascope, I'll give you some clues on how to get through that. But first, let's take a look at your zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is for Monday, September 12, 2016. Looking ahead at the 5-day moodcast, tomorrow things will cheer up a bit. It'll be sunny and rather hopeful. Wednesday is the day it's sunny and perhaps going quantum, in other words, dimensional shift. And Thursday is cloudy but graceful. But today I'm predicting overcast and cloudy with a chance of anxiety. Now, the Great Human Walk has reached step 20 Virgo today. That means our ruling channel is channel 2, I feel. And that means the ruling planet is the moon. Now, the moon itself is in the act 3 of Capricorn and moving into Aquarius. So I predict conservative feelings today and also a bit wonky at the same time. And our mental focus is Mercury retrograde. We are rethinking our passion, and Mercury is now retrograded at step 20 on top of the Sun. So we have a retrograded Mercury, and we have a heart, and we're moving into a passionate part. So it's a passionate day. And Sensei has some steps to help you protect or walk in the light on days like this. But first, steep yourself some tea, and let's have our daily tea time. Hello, my friend, and welcome to our tea time. Today's tea time topic is the Eye of God. I like being dramatic. Which is the galactic center, if you don't know. That's what we call it, the Eye of God. The galactic center is the center in which our galaxy is orbiting. All of our planets, all the stars are all orbiting this galactic center. All right? And in astrology, we do look at the galactic center and where it is in a person's birth chart, because to me it has fascinating consequences. If you have a lot of energy around the galactic center in your birth chart, it's my belief that you are here specifically on a mission for God's Spirit. And that's because these parts of yourself are aligned with the galactic center. These parts of your story are aligned with the galactic center. And that means that you have aligned this life with the cause of everything. All right. Now, from a more specific interpretation or astrological, before 2012, the galactic center was at 26 degrees Sagittarius. And in the Mayan shift, as we call it here as Lightwalkers, it moved to step 27 Sagittarius, 27 degrees. Now, my interpretation of that is we went from an 8 to a 9 in my step astrology system, which means we were deciding up until 2012, step 26, And after 2012, the Mayan shift, it was step 27, time to go, time to move forward, time to act. And what is it time to act on? It's time to act on, well, the high 20s or master degrees of Sagittarius, which means it's time to act on our highest good from what we know as our culture. The high degrees, those highest degrees of Sagittarius, that is the collective consciousness of our entire culture. And that means that it's time to move forward now with the needs of the collective consciousness of our entire culture. We were deciding it was important up until 2012, and now it's time to go. In my opinion, that galactic center step change, okay, is the go from God for the age of Aquarius. At that point, it's like, all right, go. Like up until then, it might have been futile. You know what I mean? I don't think it was worth it. We were basically still deciding that humanity was worth it, but now it's time to go. Now, I bring all this up for a lot of fun reasons. One is because we have Mars approaching the galactic center right now in Sagittarius. So we are about to be strummed, if you will, of these light walking orders. Light walking orders in the sense of according to how the entire, aligning our culture with the entire universe and building a culture based on what we know to the highest degree of Sagittarius. We're not a young species. We need to collect our data now and learn from our mistakes, like hurting, polluting, all these things. We know better. It doesn't take a religion anymore. Humans can come together. So I think there's different parts of this. But I think there's even more. I think that it really is the eye of God. I think from an energetic perspective, if I was Egyptian or whatever, that's what I would look at as important, although the Egyptians actually looked at Sirius and a bunch of other stars. But I would always look at that as important, what's going on in that area, what planets are in that area, because that is God mission happening or not. So Saturn is in Sagittarius for the first time in 30 years. It was in Sagittarius in the 80s. It's every 29 and a half years in Sagittarius. So Saturn is basically on approach for the galactic center. And Mars is going to be crossing the galactic center here very shortly. So this is a energetic marching order, basically, of energy that seems to be that it's now time for us to mature as our culture and as our race. Now, you might ask, and I've answered this question before, well, why didn't we mature in the 80s? Why didn't we mature the time before that in the 50s? Why? And the answer is we actually did. We've been onion layering, maturing for a long time like this. And each time you find culture does mature just a little bit. This time, however, the galactic center is at step 27. Up until now, Saturn has crossed it at 26, a stop and decide. But 27 is go. So this is the first Saturn crossing of the galactic center, with it being step 27. This is the first, this is after, Pluto went through Sagittarius and Pluto crossed the galactic center. And that was between 2006 and 2010-11. Okay, getting my Pluto dates down there. Yep, that's correct. I had to think about it like 4 times. Pluto moves so slow. So the point is that we've had our galactic center open. We have a go this time. We've had Pluto clean it out. We've had Saturn scrape it off. And now Saturn is on approach to that galactic center. And Mars is about to strum it. In fact, Mars hits it on September 22nd, just after Mercury goes direct. Mars crosses the galactic center. So it's like a boom, boom, boom. It's almost like drums start beating. Now, I'll leave you with this, which is why it's so exciting. So many of my personal readings in the last over the summer, were people who have a lot of galactic center activity in their chart. In other words, they've already aligned their life on a mission for God and Spirit and the highest good of humanity. It's already a calling. This is why I was saying the story you were born to live is beginning to happen now. And some light walkers here totally promised God's Spirit that they would be their brightest at this time, and so they're aligned. Being aligned means, I think, you cosmically will karmically find yourself in the right place, right time, strange situations. And you will know, and you probably already do know. I mean, every client that I say has this, they're like, I know. It's like, wow, I'm impressed that they know that they're so aware they're here on a mission for God. You know what I mean? Like, and, these are people that watch my show, not, people who are climbing up the religious ladder somewhere. So a lot of us are being called right now. A lot of us are being called to our feet. A lot of us it's time to step forward. I did a Lightwalker address about this. Well, you're going to start to feel that beat, that drum really start to beat now. And we're going to start to feel that calling. So put out there, share if you care. I'm always grateful. And now I'm going to channel our Megascope. This is where I listen to my guides and look at the planets and see if I have a little advice for you on this Fun Day Monday. By the way, there's actual juice in here. Some people wonder. Okay, we had a Cessna going by there. I took full advantage. Took a fourth breath, if you must know. Interesting what Spirit revealed to me just now, because, you know, Mercury's crossing the sun, and Mercury's retrograde. And, you know, whenever I give Spirit 2 seconds, and this just is like I should meditate more, but like I get, you know, a lot of profound information. And this time it was basically that today and tomorrow is that you're probably going to find that you look at something in your heart quite differently than you once looked at it. So I used to look at this way, and whoa, the Spirit showed me that there's like a whole like whoa, 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 like a inside out kind of look at your heart and something your heart wanted. And so, you know, whatever happens, even if you get like a call from a past life lover or something like that, or, you know, past, you know, it might just be for you to look at your own heart differently for one moment in time. This different perspective could be very helpful, is what Spirit's showing me. So that said, I'm going to give you some points of walking in the light. We're about to cross. Things are getting passionate. How do we continue to walk in the light? 3 simple steps. Step 1, ask yourself, how do I feel? You must know how you feel, Lightwalker, before you can do anything well. If you go out in the world not knowing how you feel, you are going out there in the world blind. Step 2, what do I need? So once you feel yourself, what do you need? Are you hungry? You need some sleep? You need a break? You need that person to shut up? You need that horn not to honk? Like, what do you need? You have to identify your needs for the universe to fulfill them. And step 3, how do I shelter or protect myself along this whole way? So how do I make it easier? How do I protect myself? How do I make it easier on my soul? Those are the steps that will keep you in the light when things get a little funky. Now, for those who watch over my personal Sensei service, we're going to talk about my lunar eclipse today and what I've learned from my lunar eclipse, which is in Cancer. And it'll be interesting because I think it'll be useful for you in our upcoming lunar eclipse that we're about to have. And then also for your cosmic eye candy, I'll send you a little bit of fun stuff about your galactic center in your chart and what I can tell with AIT about your alignment with the center. Now, if you all are watching on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe. I thank you ahead of time. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, my handle is CWateki. I post a lot of tweets. And as always, come on down and learn about the bright star that you really are at SeriousJoy.tv. I'm going to be giving away free 15-minute readings to people who sign up between now and Mercury in Direct. So if you sign up and try my service, you might win a 15-minute reading. Come on down and find out more. Woo! This is a military zone here in Southern California today. But I am so grateful to be of soul service. Thank you very much, my friends. Remember, I love you, and live, love, be.
So